And I kept it off for the last 3 years. Hey, if anybody interested, it's called the Rosedale diet. Look it up on the computer. God bless it. Anyhow, my wife inspired me. I used to be very fat and flabby and whatever it is. She comes home one day and she says, she's from the gynecologist, and she says, the doctor said, I have a body of a 35-year-old woman. Burning up now. I said, what did he say about your big fat ass? She said, your name didn't come up. True story, by the way. But really, the real inspiration that I got from losing weight was when I had a hip operation. I have a hip replacement. That's why I have a hard time walking. A miracle operation, by the way. Anyhow, I'm not going to bore you with the operation, but I'm going to tell you about the wellness test that goes with it. You know, the lungs, the blood pressure. One of them was a colonoscopy. You know what that is, right? A friend of mine, a doctor, Dr. Teddy Silvera, I played basketball with him. I said, Teddy, do me a favor. My wife's been kissing my behind for 48 years. This is all computerized, right? He said, yeah. He said, can't you give me a picture of my behind so I can give it to her and save her some embarrassment for the next coming? Anyhow, I'm putting on my suit and tie. I couldn't believe it. He brings me a picture of the inside of my backside. It looks like rivers and canals, stalagmites and caves. I didn't want to embarrass him. I put the picture in my suit pocket. That day, I go to a high security building. They ask me for photo ID. I give him the picture. Guy looks at this picture. He looks at me. He says, close enough, you can go in. So now that I had the hip operation, I can't play basketball anymore. I can't play baseball anymore. So I play golf. You know, I became a golfer, right? Anyhow, the other day I decided to walk. Very high time, hot weather, walking. That Monday morning, I'm getting out of Penn Station. I'm tired as hell. So I figure I better not go to the office. I'm an old man to begin with. I'm going to go to... I sat in Greeley Square Park. You know that 32nd and Broadway, you know, near the post office? Anyhow, comes this guy who sits on my bench with yellow, orange, green, yellow, purple, spiked hair. I couldn't help it. I stared at him. He says, what's the matter, old man? You never did anything wild in your life? I said, yeah. Once I got drunk, and I had sex with a parrot, and I thought maybe you were my son. True story, by the way. So, anyhow, my son Ralphie, God bless him, he's a rabbi. In fact, he's coming in tonight. With God's help, he'll be here in a couple of hours. Anyhow, I had to tell you a classic story about my son Ralphie. When he first became a rabbi, in fact, Morris Levy's in the audience, he knows my son. He gets a postcard from a congregation in Miami. It says, we request you to come and give us a sermon and be a scholar in residence. So I got the card. I said, Ralphie, do me a favor. You know, I've been getting a lot of honor all my life. I speak in the synagogues, I'm president of the shul, I do a lot of work and I get a lot, but I never had the honor, the kavod, what it is to be a rabbi. For one day, let me be the rabbi. They don't know who Rabbi Ralph Tawil is. Let me be the rabbi. He looks at me like I'm crazy. Oh, okay, Daddy. So I go to Borough Park. I got to get that black hat, you know, and all that. By the way, who do I see there? First of all, never drive in Borough Park because over there they think God's in the car with them. Never drive. But when I get there, I see Stevie Director, the head of this whole film festival, laying on the floor. I jump out of my... I said, Stevie, what happened? He said, I just got hit by a bus. I said, did the cops come? He said, no. I said, did the ambulance come? He said, no. I said, did the doctor come? He said, no. I said, move over. Anyhow, now I get the hat. I'm coming into Florida. I'm coming out in a plane with my black overcoat and the big black hat. And they're all kissing my hand. And I'm giving them blessings and then putting hundreds in my pocket. Kiss, blessing, 100. Boom, back, 100. I must have made about $1,200 in about 20 minutes, you know? I said, what a yo-yo. I've been a retailer all my life. I could have been a rabbi. 100, you know? But that didn't last too long. The guy comes with a big tablet off the shelf. He starts pointing to a question. And my son's looking at me, how the hell am I going to get out of this one? I look at the question, I said, that's a question? Even my son could answer that one. True story, by the way. I used to be a salesman all my life. And I used to go to Walmart. And I wear yarmulke normally. And there's a guy there for 17 years I couldn't sell it. Of course, I sell other people, why would I go there? But the last time I went there, about 3 years ago, she called me over, she said, David, they all know my name. I need your help. I says, okay, well, she said, I just got fired, and I'm looking for a new job. So I give her lip service. I'll see what I can do. She said, no, I want a very strong effort. So I point to my yarmulke and I pick it up. I said, okay, I'll pray for you. She says, pray for me? How's that going to work? I said, work to get you fired, did it? True story, by the way. And I can't leave without telling a wife joke, please. The other night I was feeling very, very romantic towards my wife. You want to come up? You can come up. Very romantic. So I started to slide over to her side of the bed, you know? And she looks me straight in the eye, she says, this is not what I need. So I started to go back to my side of the bed. I said, maybe now's the time for the Viagra, you know, at my age, who knows, you know? I took the Viagra, you know what happened? My big toe swelled up. So I swore off all of the Viagra, all that stuff, you know? Until Sears came out with one. And I'm a Sears lover. I buy Kenmore refrigerator, Die-Hard batteries, Craftsman tool. And Sears, I can trust Sears, you know? I took the Sears pill. You know what happened? The garage door went up. True story, by the way. So another time, I was taking an insurance exam in the house. You know how the doctor comes to the house? And he comes with his nurse, who's his wife. And he starts laughing at all my jokes, and there's nothing better than the guy laughing for me. I can stay for hours. And she wants to get out of there to make the next examination, $300 a pop. So she interrupts one of my jokes, which is a big no-no. She tells me, when's the last time you went to a doctor and what for? I want to get it now. I says, last time I saw the doctor, I said, about 3 weeks ago, I said, you know, doctor, my wife doesn't excite me anymore. Because she writes down losing libido, sexual urge. He said, bring her in. The doctor said, bring her in, and I'll give an examination. So I bring her in there. He tells Greenie, my wife, get on the table, take off all your clothes, and he walks around the table very slowly 4 times. After that, he comes over to me, puts his arm around me, and whispers in my ear. He says, you have nothing to worry about. She don't excite me either. And thank you very much. It's been a great audience.